I'll put some.
So with the stuff we did with Curtis was, um, we'd go over to his house, and he lived in a 1 floor, like 2 or 3 bedroom condo,
Mm-hmm.
and he had a bedroom set up with his electronic drums, and the triggers on his drums were kind of fucked up. So
Just
there
on the
was some,
kick.
yeah, and I think it really only happened one time, but we recorded like 2 songs that day. So a
Yeah,
couple of the tunes have this, it's
it's
almost
weird
like a
too.
when the levee breaks effect,
Yeah,
but not as nice,
it's a
not
weird
as
little
pleasant
delay
to
thing
the
that's
ear.
just weird.
Yes. But other than that, I mean, all that stuff was live.
Yeah, it
We
was all
came up
live
with
and it
it.
was awesome. It was like
Yeah.
there was lots of different time. There was
Time
changes,
signature.
time signatures,
Yes.
changes. It was
Stop,
very.
start.
There were stops. You could definitely hear a toolish influence in it.
Yeah, and I
We
think
weren't.
that's because of me and Curtis. I mean, I was listening
Oh
to a
yeah,
lot of Tool, and
we
again,
weren't.
I was a new bass player, so
We weren't as good
fair.
as Tool, but
Now, I mean, you know,
you could
their own
just hear.
thing
You could hear the influence there.
for sure.
But it was
And
awesome. It was cool, man. There's all kinds of shit going on with that. But
we,
we would get together. We were all the four of us were so locked in. We were just in a couple hours we'd have a song. We'd start off with a riff, and by the end it'd be a song.
yes, and for me that was a cool experience because I was not the primary driver of the creativity, which was kind
Yes.
of cool, which allowed me to be creative while listening. So, and you guys were good at that too. So what we were
Mm-hmm.
doing is we'd play something, and we'd hear, like, I'd go, "Hey guys, maybe try this on the guitar." And then you guys go, "Hey, try this on the bass." And I go,
That
"Okay."
that was the
And it,
best part about this is none of us were above anything.
there was no ego involved. It was
No.
just, we just wanted to create some cool ass music that we like to listen to. And
Yeah,
that's what we did.
we
And I
did.
listened to that stuff a lot when
Mm-hmm.
I had it, back when we were roommates. That shit was on regular rotation.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that.
Oh,
That's
yeah, we'll get to that
also
too.
when I went back. Yeah. What was I just gonna say? I was just listening to our. We did a cover of "Sympathy for the Devil" in
Yes,
chapter
we did.
11, and I hadn't heard it in a long time. Fucking rocks, dude.
It does. It does. I mean, I don't think we liked it that much, or I know I didn't really like it just because it was the same thing over and over. I don't know,
Yeah,
but that's what it is when you're a bass player sometimes.
I mean, it's just the way we did it is just awesome.
It was
It doesn't.
heavy as shit.
It's got the same chords as the original, but
It's got a different feel. It's
yeah,
a heavier, meaner feel.
it's awesome. Sounds really
Uh-huh, I
cool.
agree. It's funny when you go back and listen to that stuff. It's better than I thought it was,
Exactly. Yeah.
because now I can see it objectively. I've done lots of shit since then, not
And
necessarily live band wise, but
we were
musically,
so burned out on that stuff too, because that's all we
yeah.
played for so long. We
you could
needed to
you
write
could
some other stuff.
beat the fucking dead horse only so long.
Uh,
you know.
it's a shame because
It is. We could have done a lot of stuff, and
yeah,
that was really the goal, was, hey, I don't mind if this encompasses the part of my life that I don't spend with my child.
yeah, we were
Yeah.
writing cool shit,
Yes.
and
And we were having fun doing it. I mean,
oh, you
our
could,
livers probably wouldn't have lasted
oh
very
god,
long. That
no,
was
we
me.
I mean, you could
Curtis
hear
did
our
a
influences.
bunch of
Like
it.
Bryce was real into stuff like he real into James
James
Addiction.
Addiction.
Perry
James Addiction.
Farrell, he thought Perry Farrell was God. So he
Yeah,
had all the crazy effects and stuff on his vocals, which worked for until he turned it up too much. But
exactly.
And
Yeah,
then
we would make him back off on that. I remember.
yeah, he would get a little crazy with that sometimes.
Too much
And he
delay.
was in the ministry, stuff like that.
Yep.
And I was in the James Addiction, and that's how me and him came about. But
Oh, okay.
I'm definitely a '90s kid, right? All that '90s stuff like Korn,
Oh yeah.
Deftones,
Oh
all
yeah.
that kind of
Good
stuff. I
stuff.
was totally into that, man.
Like new metal, what they would call it.
Yeah, new metal and like the late '80s stuff because Guns N' Roses,
Yes.
Metallica,
Oh
but I
yeah.
also like Nirvana too. So and all
And
kinds
most
of stuff.
people did too, except for me. I
Yeah,
was on an island there.
because you're a freak. No, and Alice in Chains, shit like that. That's what I was into. We all liked Alice in Chains, and then Curtis was into
Big
like
time.
Dream Theater and shit like that, which I'd never
Math
liked.
rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it, but it's not something I can listen to much. I can
It's not my
admire the
thing.
musicianship.
It's too perfect. I don't like it.
It's like Rush for you, right? Same
Rush.
kind of deal, just too good.
See, I
It's
can
just too good.
no, because Rush, it sounds musical. Dream Theater sounds robotic to me.
Because they're perfect. It's like, yeah, there's not a whole. It's almost like the human element is gone.
Yeah, there's like no feeling to it.
Right. Like there's no. He's not playing David Gilmour solos.
Yeah,
He's
I
playing.
mean, even though I don't like Rush, I can still appreciate them as musicians. I appreciate Dream Theater too because they're good, but it's just different. It's like an AI band or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yep. No, I get it. I get it. Good.
So,
But Curtis was into that. So Curtis was actually writing on the side with a guitar. And we were like, dude, you're a drummer, at least with us. So how about you keep playing the drums and put that fucking guitar down? Because we got two of those players that
or
already
at least
have
come up
one.
with riffs that we can fucking play. Jesus, man.
Yes, because he was trying to put together some math rock riffs, and I was like, come on, they're good enough at doing that by themselves without having you come up with some Dream Theater stuff.
Yeah,
So there was a little frustration there for me for a minute, but then he stopped doing that and everything's good.
Me and Mike we would get together during the week in my basement
All the time. You guys were playing darts every night and
we
doing
play
all that.
darts, we would drink beer, and as the night went on, we would start writing riffs. And he'd come over and be like, dude, I wrote this crazy riff. I would come up with riffs like purposely trying to do the weirdest time signatures I could think of just to see what they would do with it. And I didn't even know what time signature it was. I just played it like, hey, that sounds cool. And then they would always come up with something.
That was the coolest thing about playing with you is that so you had at one point made a CD.
No, it was a tape on a 4-track.
Or tape. That's right. Okay.
Yep.
So, and to me, it was so interesting because there was really no time. It was all free time.
Pretty much, yeah.
But it was so refreshing because there was some super cool shit in there. And I remember telling you that. And it was like, man, if you could clean up the time and put a bass to it. And
it had bass, just terrible bass.
Okay, well, you know what I'm saying. Like if you cleaned up the
buddy.
whole time thing, figure out what time signature this is in and then play it in rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the only thing that it was missing, but it was so creative and some of the shit that was played was just like, dude, and I kept going, Chris, man, bust some of that shit out. Come on.
We did. Some of it made it into other songs, pieces.
Right.
But yeah, I thought you were going to talk about the drum machine part because I played all the stuff on. I didn't have drums then. It's coming. It's coming.
Okay, so, you got
it. I was living in College Park at the University of Maryland in some shit ass apartment
by TikTok.
Yep, right behind TikTok Liquors. I have a 4-track, one mic, and it's a little crate amp, little 20-watt tube crate amp.
This is so cool.
And so I have it all set up. I would loop a drum beat first, just so I could have some kind of rhythm.
Yeah.
Just going, just doom tap or whatever, just a click track, anything. I would play the guitars to that, add everything in there, take the click track off. Couldn't be bothered with how to program the drum machine, so I played the whole thing with my fingers on drums.
With your fucking sausages.
I did. It was like doom tap, like that.
And you could tell that's how he did it too. It wasn't
Gave it that
perfect.
live feel. Feel.
Gave it the human element.
That's right.
Oh my God, though, dude, it had some cool shit on there. I was like, dude, we got to clean this up and get it into something. So,
but even that stuff, that already had words and everything. I still wouldn't do it.
Really?
No.
Did you? Yeah, I guess you did sing on that too, didn't you?
I did. I sang like
that's right.
2 guitars, did finger drums and the bass.
All finger drums. That's so great. Yeah.
One 4-track, man. God, why can't they make stuff that simple anymore? A 4-track is fantastic.
They do.
No, they don't.
Well, you just don't. For me, like, I can't imagine Reaper being any.
But see,
simple. But I
the biggest,
use it all the
coolest
time.
difference is with Reaper and stuff, unlimited tracks. You can do whatever you want.
As long as your computer can handle it. Yeah.
Exactly. 4-track.
You get 4, and if you don't know how to bounce them down, you're fucked.
That's right. You get like
you get 4.
6 before it starts sounding like shit.
Yeah, because every time you bounce down, the noise, you can't get rid of the noise. It introduces more hiss and shit.
But man, and it sounds good because it's on tape. It's good. It's analog. It's good.
Yeah, no doubt. It adds like a compression, like a meat to it. It's totally different than recording it digitally.
I was even digital is stuff.
Huh?
I was even doing bass hits and stuff, and that's the new songs.
Yes, you were with the drums, with the drum machine.
I wonder if I have any of that stuff anywhere. If I have any, I'll throw that on here too. I don't know if I still have it.
Keep talking.
I know there was one song I always tried to get anybody to do. It's called Another Day Passing. And Scott, he did not like that song. He said it was too slow and boring. Well, it was like 3.5 minutes of just the guitar and vocals, and then drums would kick in at the end.
Well, you were just saying you don't know if you have that stuff. Do you know the song? Do you remember it? Do you remember how it goes?
Oh man, I could probably figure it out.
Because I bet
the guitar down. That shit was in like C.
I bet you $1 million that I would probably like it now. That I would think differently of it. Just because if I said it's too slow and boring or whatever.
I know that riff.
It's just because I wanted to play heavy music.
I can play that riff. Well, that's the thing. The song, you listen to the vocals on it with that droning, eerie riff that was going on. It was fucking heavy. And then there was other stuff too. I'm sure I could figure out how to play that. I have to tune one of my guitars down.
Excuse me. A little. So I would like to. Well, you know where I'm at in life at this point. So I think it would be cool to resurrect something like that and have me try to maybe put it together, organize it, maybe arrange it.
There's that one. I could probably figure out how to play that one. And there was another one, Couldn't Lay Rich. I remember that one.
And you're talking, you remember the words and everything?
I still have them written down in the basement.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I found that the other day. Actually, I was looking for. I don't even remember what I was looking for, but they're down in my basement.
Dude, that's awesome.
um, I could probably figure out how to play some more of them. I don't know. It was very Korn-esque, except slower and dronier. It was like Type O Negative and Korn.
Well, Korn was like the big thing at that time.
Oh, I love them. I still love their first 3 albums, man. Great stuff.
The biggest, I mean, my big thing was the first time I ever heard them was the song Blind.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is this? It's so
That was
awesome.
so awesome.
What a great tune, dude. I
It's
mean,
like
and
2 in the morning on MTV. I saw that video.
I mean, what a great that I was like, man, I hope the rest of it's like it, and it wasn't. It
Yeah,
was
it
all
was.
right.
What? That first album's awesome.
It was pretty good. Yeah, I'll give you that. But
Don't speak.
the first thing I ever heard was Blind, and like the low bass that's in there
Oh
that goes,
yeah.
"Boo," and you're like, whoa, holy
Bass
shit,
hits.
what's this?
Yeah.
And then they break it out, and it's like, yeah, this is a great way to start it.
Ready? Yeah, that's great. Love it.
You can hear Fieldy slapping his bass with his
Love it.
thumb.
That's one of my favorite albums right there. Is Korn's first album.
That first song did it for me, and then I was like, well, they can't really top this. And to me they didn't. That's my favorite Korn song
Oh yeah.
by far.
They have
Blows it
other
away.
good ones, but they
No
none of
doubt.
them are like that one.
But yeah, so we got through Curtis.
Curtis.
So I think we were at.
Oh yeah, we started writing with Curtis, and how we were just pumping out like a song every time we jammed.
So what we didn't talk about was is the Burgundy Bomber.
I was going to save that for another episode.
All right, you want to?
Yeah,
because that's
a cool story, and we can really get into it.
Yes. Okay, that works for me. So there'll be another story about this band and one of the instruments that actually literally made its rounds through the bands. Like, it was the band, what would Elton John said, the seamstress for the band. Like, oh, is that what they call it now? This Burgundy Bomber was like the band's bitch. And now it's sitting in my living room.
We'll get into that one. Maybe we'll do that next time.
That was that's a great story. So stay tuned for that for sure.
Yes.
What else? So we were at Curtis's. So we did this thing with Curtis after we all left chapter 11. We got together with Curtis, and I remember, my brain is just too good. Was 6 weekends, 6 Sundays.
How do you remember that?
Because we ended up with like 6 or 7 tunes, 7 or 8. And I think we recorded 2 tunes on one day, and then it was 1 tune the other 5 days. Each of the other. So we had like 7 tunes.
Interesting.
But it took us 6 weekends to do them. And then we would go over to Curtis's. I don't know, we'd get there 1 or something in the afternoon, right after lunch. Taking, our whatever 60-pack with us. Oh my God. Piling Chris's little blue Ram Dodge.
Is that where we were in then?
Yeah. I remember sitting in the back.
Was it in that or the Integra?
No, it was that.
No, it was the truck. Okay.
You got the truck shortly after we got into the band.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, so I remember piling into that, and then on the way back, we'd have already eaten a big meal, and we'd be like, "Let's stop at McDonald's." We'd be all fucked up.
I don't know how I never got pulled over.
I don't know how we made it through life at that general period of time, but we did. We did. And it was never me driving either. And that's kind of
No,
how fucking stupid I am. I put my life into another drunk person's hands, but whatever.
what are
You
gonna
live
do?
and learn, right?
We were in a truck. It was fine.
My kid doesn't do that, so I'm good, you know.
I definitely don't do that anymore. So,
No,
cops, if you're out there, don't even look for me because I don't do it.
right.
I don't even
Don't
go
bother
anywhere
us.
anymore.
Yeah, exactly the same. Life is completely different, especially when you have a child and you dedicate your time to them, you know.
Farthest I come is out here to the garage.
The man cave.
I do. I play the drums, dude. My garage is giving me such a vibe right now, dude. I'm like, it's so dark and awesome in here right
That's
now.
good, man. Is the door open?
What door?
The big door, the garage door.
Oh no, there'd be bugs and shit around
Oh,
my
you're
my
all
beauty light.
you're all trapped inside, not
Like,
trapped.
you know, it looks like when we recorded that Tom Petty song in here.
Okay, I remember that.
We did
That's funny.
Breakdown.
Well, I still got to dig that out and try to mix it and see what I can do with it, but
It's probably still in my email. You emailed it to me, right?
I don't know.
I had it
I
somehow.
will. I had it at some point. I just got to go to the folder and open it and see what I got. And I make sure I still have your vocals in there.
I have a copy of it somewhere. I'll find it.
Um,
Anyway, so yeah, we
So-
were writing that stuff with Curtis and getting hammered. Remember we went to the New Country buffet? Remember that? It was
I
all
do.
soul food.
Yeah. Yes. I kind of remember that.
A lot of people have heard of the Old Country buffet.
Yeah, this was the New Country.
This was the New Country buffet. So we stopped there, and it was like a scene from a movie, dude. We walk in, it's all soul food. We walk in, and like the record's like, and everybody's looking at us.
Like
oh,
you
yeah.
folks aren't from here, are you?
So, me and Scott are just kind of standing at the door, like, then Mike goes, "Oh, look, they got collard greens," and just walks right over.
No problem.
Great.
Oh, that's funny, man. I don't remember that.
That's one of the few things I do remember.
I definitely remember leaving Curtis's and begging you to fucking stop somewhere we could eat.
You did do that.
Dude, I mean, what I would just down so many beers. I mean, you know, I'd be like 15 deep when we were leaving Curtis. And I'd be like, dude, and I'd crack another beer, and you'd be like, man, don't be cracking the beer in the car.
That's right.
Not on the way home. On the way, it's fine.
On the way there, it's fine.
Hammered yet, but then I'd be like, oh, okay, let me just pound this one. Those were the days, man. And
me
you
and
know,
this kid have had a lot of fun together, man.
Somehow we got up and went to work every day and kept the responsibility. Yeah, like I said, it's a young man's game.
So then Curtis, he was in the Air Force. Where's the Air Force, right?
Yes, sir.
He moved out to Iowa or Illinois or something.
Illinois, yeah. He had to move every 2 years. He was moving.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of other bands since then. I've talked to him here and there.
Yeah, a couple of them sounded really good.
Yeah, he's good.
Really good. Yes.
And
so, one of them I was kind of surprised didn't actually go somewhere because they sounded really good. I was like, wow, this is Curtis. Like not in a bad way, but it was like really professionally done and was cool.
Yeah, I remember that one. He was in that one for a long time.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember any of the names. I'd give him a free plug.
You know, if you I think Curtis. You can find some of that stuff on Facebook.
Curtis, if you see this, give yourself a plug and come on the goddamn show.
Yeah, get in touch with one of us
you.
or something. You know, I emailed you like 5 times. I just kept forwarding the same email.
difficulties.
His spam
You know.
folder's all full of my emails and shit.
Where were we?
But
so after
so
that,
we were going to Curtis's. Curtis ended up moving away,
yes, and
that was that.
That was that until Scott was my roommate and he started a little cover band.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was fucking
Yeah.
awesome. We were fucking awesome, actually.
He started a cover band and they needed a singer, and he was like, sing for us, and I wouldn't do it because I don't know why. Then I did.
We were roommates.
Yeah, we were roommates, and I would hang out and stuff.
And it was Nick Enos. That was another one of Mike's buddies from Starbucks.
Drummer.
And Nick did not fucking suck at all. Nick was really, really good. He was definitely different style, but he could play anything. He was really good. So we were playing. God, we played Breakdown from Tom Petty. We played a Doors tune.
Did we? We played Breakdown?
You know
we played Break On Through, Breakdown, Angry Chair from Alice in Chains, Jenny from Tommy Two-Tone.
War Pigs. That was a fun tune to play.
We played State of Love and Trust.
Uh-huh. We played a Nirvana tune. About a girl, was it?
No, we played Breed.
That's right.
What else?
We played all kinds of shit. And it was fun because we played Jenny 8675309.
Two-Tone.
That we did really well, I thought. Actually,
we tore that one up.
But do you still have recordings of that? Because we recorded all of that just with one mic. I need some somewhere. I need to come over with a thumb drive and raid your computers one day.
Well, if this one's big enough, I got one right here. I might be able to just give this one to you.
Or just put them on Google Drive and share them with me.
Well, then I got to do the Google. I got to make a Google Drive thing, I guess.
Yeah, you do. It's time, man. It's 2023, man. We're almost in 24 now.
What happened to floppy disks?
Was it me that started? I guess it was. I got Nick and Mike to come over. We were jamming, and after a while, Chris liked what he heard, and we set up a microphone.
I was listening to you guys in the other room. They were jamming we had a big laundry room.
Yeah.
So they would jam in there, and I was out in the living area watching TV and drinking beer. And one night I had a lot of beer. That was my custom. So I decided to go in there and sing, but I didn't have a mic or anything. I was just trying to sing over all the instruments.
That was awesome because it worked. We were like, dude, if we give him a microphone, this is going to be awesome because this is going to be powerful. Because my boy Chris has a powerhouse of a voice. Trust that.
Maybe one day we'll do it. If Scott's back's ever feeling up to it, maybe we'll do a little acoustic concert on here or something.
Oh, that'd be fun, man.
That would be rad.
It would be, but it'd be even radder if I had somebody to play with, like another guitar player, bass player, whatever. Yeah. But anyway,
and then it'd be like us unplugged.
Right. Anyway, but I can record anything, so who knows? But yeah, so we did that for a while, and that I don't think anybody really had any aspiration of doing anything with it other than just having fun.
Yeah, I think that's all we wanted to do.
And we did.
I don't even remember why we stopped jamming.
I just think it fell apart, and after a while, we stopped calling Nick, and we just weren't doing it, and other priorities took over. I guess it's kind of weird. That's been a kind of a continuum in my life, is that there's no consistency. I started playing guitar when I was 13, and I didn't put it down for 10 minutes until I was 16. And
Yeah.
then for 3 years my life was totally focused on other shit. And then in my early 20s I got back into it. I'd always had a guitar, always picked it up, never really went many months without playing, but I did go weeks without playing for a
Yeah.
long time, and would pick it up and go, man, I don't understand why I'm not doing this more. But, I think just life happens and you just focus on other stuff. And after a while, you start looking back and missing it, going, man, I'd like to do that again. And then you do.
Oh,
And,
I would love to get back up on stage, man.
that was the whole key for me is, I know I'm not going to be a rock star. I would love to have been.
Oh yeah.
I think,
Actually,
maybe not.
you know what? Now that I look back on it, I've thought about this. I got a long ass drive home. I haven't always had somebody to ride home with, so I've thought about stuff like that on the way home. I'm glad that I wasn't a rock star because probably would not be alive.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't have had a chance to kind of turn toward myself and make myself better than I needed to do. I had a lot of demons that I had to deal with,
Oh yeah.
and which, I think you're going to do some mental health segment on your other channel that I
Yes, as soon as
very
I
much will be a
do.
part of.
The other channel
Uh,
is Inverted Extrovert. I'll put a link up here.
yes. Yeah, and I
I
think you
haven't
should tie them together permanently, really. Just
I don't know how to do that.
yeah. So
Um,
so being on stage there, to me, that was the whole goal. Like,
yeah.
from especially when I met you, I was already full steam ahead. Like, I'm gonna be in a band and I'm gonna play in front of people, and I don't really care what it takes. And that's really what drove me to be a bass player. Just the band I was in before you, they didn't
Hmm.
have a bass player and they didn't really need Mike. Maybe that's where I'm getting that from. Mike, he decided to keep Mike on as a rhythm guitar player so there could be something behind him while he was soloing.
Who, that
And
guy Dave?
no, this was Jeff. This was
Oh,
7-5. Before Dave.
okay.
That was my first band playing the bass in.
Okay.
And for me at that from that point, my goal was just I want to play the kind of music that appeals to me, and I want to do it with a bunch of dudes that I can call my brothers, and we can present our shit on stage in front of as many people as possible and just have fun and see where it goes. To me,
Yes.
the goal, the end game was playing on stage with my brothers in front of
Yes.
people. And that's what to me, in the few bands that I've been in, chapter 11 with you, Chris, was the best experience out of all,
Absolutely, brother.
because it scratched all my itches. It was
It was great, man.
more the kind of music that I was trying to play, and I was playing the bass, so I had a lot of control over what happened in the music.
You did. You
And
drove a lot of it, man. I'm
right,
telling
and
you,
I loved that.
you two brought so much to that band.
Yes, he and Mike, Mike was great because, well, it was kind of his upside and his downside was that he didn't step on toes, but
Oh,
when he had ideas, he made sure you knew what they were, and
yes.
most of the time they were really good ideas, you know. Um, and he brought stability to because the guy has a phenomenal internal rhythmic clock.
She
You
does.
know, he's a human metronome. He's also a
Yes.
human calculator.
He's a very smart guy.
Yes, he is. He's a borderline genius. I don't
Yeah,
want to
fuck.
give him that go that far, but
Don't give him the
he's a
big head.
smart guy for sure. And we were better off for it for sure. Because he kept things together. He was kind of a glue guy.
Let's see. I'm gonna text him right now.
You get his ass on here.
Let's see.
What do they
Well,
call
I
that
ain't
guy?
gonna
Rumpelstiltskin. The guy that falls asleep for 100 years. Is that him? I don't know the
Sleeping
story.
Beauty. I don't know. I don't remember.
It's like some guy with a big long beard and shit fell asleep, woke
That's
up
him.
100 years later. I don't know what the story is, but he just reminds me of that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Oh, if you want to see him, he was in Forrest
Starbucks.
Gump.
Oh, that's right. He was. He was
The bus scene.
quickly. He was
The
quickly.
bus scene in DC. You can see him walk right in front of the camera. He's one of the
Yep.
hippies.
Yep. One of the dirty hippies on the lawn of the
Yes,
the
he is.
mall down in DC. That
Yep.
scene.
When Forrest gives his speech, that's all I have to say about that.
About that. Yes,
Yep,
he
he's in there.
was. That's funny. That's something I didn't remember, but he made sure that you knew that he was in Forrest Gump. I mean,
That was an award-winning movie.
it's an
You ran
iconic
for like half a
movie.
second.
Yes, I mean you have to struggle and rewind it to actually tell that it's even him, but
If you know how he walks, you can see that's him right there.
that's exactly right. And his arms are 6 inches longer than anybody else's. So just look for the fingertips tickling the fucking asphalt while
Sure.
he walks on his legs and his fingers.
Neanderthal. Yeah, we gotta get him on here. Now we can be like,
he was fun to do music with because he was organized. I mean, to me, he was my organizer. What was that? What part was that? How many times were we doing that again? Like, and he'd be like 4, 2, 6, 3, and he just knew it all, and he'd cue me and shit while we were playing. And I'd be like, man, this really helps a lot. We sound good because he's helping me figure out when the changes are coming. It was cool. That was fun playing with you guys.
Yeah, man, I like playing with him. Me and him wrote a lot of good shit together that became songs for the band.
You and him hung out a lot and just came up with music, came up with cool riffs and shit.
Well, you were at that time, you were doing a lot of stuff with your daughter and
and I was done with the whole I just needed a break from things.
Yeah.
And I was
he lived down by FedEx Field.
Yes.
So we weren't going all the way down there just to do stuff all the time. Well, he wasn't even here. He was in Illinois by then. So yeah, it was just me and Mike writing shit in the basement.
That's true. That's true. Because you guys were doing the darts at Buffalo Billiards.
Yeah, we were there.
And JJ all dudes.
They'd have a pitcher of beer waiting for us when we got there.
They'd see you coming. Well, here are the regulars.
In Buffalo Billiards, we had bartender JoJo.
JoJo, the dog faced boy. That's awesome. She would have a pitcher of beer waiting for us. She saw you coming.
Good times. This is good times. And we go to hard times.
That's right.
I was right across the street from the house, just get totally shitty.
Holy shit. Those
Which
were
is where
the
I
days.
met my wife.
Wow. Yeah, I guess it is. Damn.
It is.
When we were roommates, man, that place was dangerous. I'd go over there.
Man, you could smoke one cigarette. That's how long it took to walk there. One cigarette walk.
right across the side of the house, basically.
Yeah, and it was flat, so you didn't have to walk up a hill. You did have to
Right.
walk across a fairly major road, though, so coming back was a little dicey sometimes.
Yeah, because people, you can't tell how fast they're going on Middlebrook. You know, some of them are going 30 and some of them are going 80.
Yeah,
So it's like, I'm not trying to run across 2 lanes. Let's make sure nothing's coming.
it's even harder when you're hammered.
Oh, yeah, when you're zigzagging across the street. And believe me, I don't think there was a time where I didn't zigzag back from that place. It was just
No.
that was just to go finish it off.
Mm,
You know, see if there are any chicks hanging out that look lonely. All
just
the
figure
time
that.
the answer was no.
Well, I had
Except
Becky at
for
the
you.
house, so I was
You
just a wingman.
Chris is very charming though. That's how he got his
Am
one.
I? Am I charming?
You have charisma,
Is that what I have?
sex appeal.
I do have that.
Remember I said you needed a makeup artist?
I do. That's what my ring light is.
Oh, you got to put some powder on your forehead.
I don't want to be shiny.
That's why I got the light down, man.
Ah,
Yeah,
but
you
then you couldn't
can't make
see all this
fun of.
beauty.
Yeah, right. For me, it's you can't make fun of what you can't see, or you can, but good luck.
That's fine. Love it.
Yeah,
All
man.
right, I'm gonna go eat now, so I'm gonna sign off.
Yep, me too, man.
So that's the story of how we met in our bands
And
that we've
if
been
we
in
left
together.
anything out, we'll address it, I'm sure, when we talk about the Burgundy bomber,
Yes, if
because
anybody
that's
cares, if anybody's still even remotely listening, then
well, they're not remotely commenting. I can tell you
yeah,
that
I
much.
told you it's because we're so right on about everything.
Yeah, there's nothing to fucking argue about.
It's like we're speaking everybody's thoughts.
Well, see, this is why I'm trying to get other people on here, especially people maybe that I don't really care about their feelings, so I can just go ape on them.
Hey, man, you can
Hey
always
man,
do that to
fuck
me. I don't
you.
give a shit.
You don't agree with me. You're not a
That's what I want
person.
us to do in one of our things, our talking things.
Just go crazy on each other.
It's like this is fucking bullshit.
Fuck you, man. Why you gotta be a little bitch?
Oh, cigarette story. Yes.
We'll tell that too. We should do just a roommates episode. That would be fun too.
That was a good one.
All right, man. Go eat, brother.
All right, everybody, watch this. If you're still here, thank you. If not, watch. If you're not, you won't see this. All right, later.